Hello, my name's Adriana Villegas. My book review is on Learning First, Technology Second. The author is Liz Kolb. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. A little about her. She is also the author of several other books. She works as a clinical assistant professor at University of Michigan, where she teaches courses in education technology to student teachers. One of her other well-known books that I've seen pop up is Cell Phones in the Classroom. A little summary about this book. In short, this book is about technology used within schools and lessons given by the teacher. It's about creating genuine, effective lessons that incorporate technology, in which she mentions a few, such as TPACK, SAMR, TIM, and the Triple E framework. The book goes through several chapters, starting with why the Triple E framework was created, to research that leads to the framework, how it compares to other frameworks, how to use examples of the lessons with that framework, and lastly, lesson planning techniques that incorporate that framework, the Triple E framework. My analysis of the evaluation. As I started reading this book, the author made a good point. Just because they keep hitting next in the app they are using to learn, it doesn't mean that they are actually obtaining the learning outcome that's intended. It just briefly explains, and I mean briefly, on technology and a few models and or frameworks. The TPACK way. So I'll go over the frameworks that they did mention. Technological, pedagogical, content knowledge model is basically what the teacher knows, how they teach it, how technology is used, and how they all connect or intersect with each other. As stated, while TPACK is an excellent conceptual framework, it needs the addition of practical tool to help teachers make transparent the connections between effective pedagogical moves, content, and technology. Chapter 2, page 23. And according to the book, the Triple E framework helps extend to measurable framework. The TIM framework, TIM, is technology integration mix, is created with 5 characteristics of learning: active, constructive, goal-directed, authentic, and collaborative. This type of framework isn't focused on the learning goals, but rather how the technology is used with the student and if they are unified in an advanced way. According to the book, the Triple E framework helps extend by integrating some of the meaningful learning strategies into a framework that also looks at how these strategies are used to meet certain goals. The SAMR framework approach, which stands for substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. Substitution and augmentation are part of the enhancements, so it's like adding something new to work with the old. And modification and redefinition are part of the transformation step, where you basically change the old way. It does exactly that. With this model, you simply plug in certain technology tool into the model's various levels. Excuse me. With this model, there is confusion on whether it's meant to be hierarchy of levels or if it's straight just with categories. They also stated that some experts say that even if they meet the redefinition with tools, that the connection to meeting actual learning goals is not always there. So according to the book, page 25, the Triple E framework helps extend this model by making those connections. And lastly, the most notably is the Triple E framework, which is engaged in learning goals, enhance learning goals, and extend learning goals. Those are pretty self-explanatory. The engagement part examines how technology tools are helping the student to focus on goals. It examines how they are getting engaged into the tasks. The enhancement part examines how technology tools help students to grow an understanding of the goals. And lastly, extension part gives a reflection on technology and how it creates a bridge with classroom learning and everyday lives. My conclusion: critics believe that that technology is used when there is either extra time or if they just simply want to. Basically, it's used as an add-on and isn't really needed. In coming to my conclusion, I found that with TPACK, TIM, and SAMR, they all, in the end, conclude that the Triple E framework would help with that said model's missing antidote. I do agree that in the beginning, technology can be useful as long as the student is actually engaging in the subject and not just simply moving on to the next page. In the long run, the teacher will see if they are learning the certain outcomes that they are given with technology. The Triple E framework seems to provide the necessary details needed in lesson planning with the use of technology. And